Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2 Unit 4 review video number 2. Let's go ahead and finish this thing up. Alright, determine the slope of the line with the given information. Now, number 7 and number 8 are both special cases. One is 0 and the other is undefined. But which is which? Okay, this is a vertical line. It is a x equals graph. Whenever it is an x equals graph, the slope is undefined. Okay? So you can zip over to number 8 real quick and write 0. But just so you remember, this is a horizontal line. It's a y equals graph. And so the slope is 0. Okay? Now, looking at 9 and looking at 10. Number 9 is a fall over run. Fall means that it's negative. Okay? So you need to count how many you go down, and then we go down 3 over 2. So the slope is negative 3 over 2. Now 10 is rise over run, so this is going to be positive. Count how many you go up to how many you go over. Okay, counting that out, you should get 8. So our slope is 2 over 8, but we can actually reduce that. And what does that reduce to? I can't hear you. Say it again. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, our slope is 1/4. Okay, identify the slope and y-intercept. Just remember that y equals mx plus b. Your slope is next to the x. So what's next to the x in number 11? The 9. Just because there's a fraction there doesn't mean that that's the slope. Okay, so the y-intercept is negative 3, 2. Okay, if they wanted it as a point, you would write 0, negative 3 over 2. Okay, now in this one, we have to make sure it's in y equals mx plus b first. Okay, so we have to solve for y. Subtract 3x to both sides. You get negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 8. Divide by negative 2. Y equals, 2 negatives make that a positive, minus 4. Okay, so the slope is 3 over 2 is negative 4. Okay? All right, number 13. Just write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line with the given information. Okay, so we need to know y equals mx plus b for this. But all it tells us is the slope and a point. Man, I wish there was a formula that we could help us out. Oh, but there is. It's called the point slope formula. Because they tell you the point and the slope. All we have to do is plug everything in. The slope and then the point. Okay? So here we go. Y minus. Let's start plugging everything in. The slope is negative 2 over 5, negative 4, negative 10, because the 2 negatives make a positive. Now, you need to distribute your slope. So you get y plus 4 equals negative 2/5 x. And then off to the side over here, you should be doing negative 2 over 5 times 10 over 1. There's multiple ways to do this. No matter which way you do it, you should get negative 4. Okay? And now, get that to the other side. Y equals negative 2/5 x minus 8. And that, my friends, is your answer. Key thing here, if your slope is different from when you started, you did something wrong. Okay? All right, number 14. The line is parallel to x equals 2, or x equals 12, and goes through the point 80, negative 45. Okay, parallel means that it has the same slope. Okay, x equals has an undefined slope. Okay, we just talked about that at the top of the page. Okay, so the only information that we really need is that x equals 80. And there you go. All right, 15, a line that is perpendicular. Remember, when we're talking about a perpendicular line, we want the opposite and reciprocal slope. Okay, so if our slope is negative 1/2, the opposite reciprocal of that, well, the opposite would be positive, and the reciprocal would be 2 over 1, which would just be 2. Okay, so we know the slope, and they give us a point. So we can go into point slope form. Okay, 2, negative 1, and 6. Distribute your 2. Y plus 1 equals 2x minus 12. To get the y by itself, subtract 1 to both sides. Y equals 2x minus 13. Okay. Identify the domain and the range. I'm just going to get a little bit more room over here. And determine if it's a function or not. So one of the things that we talked about was matching up your information. So we got negative 3. I'm just going to kind of write these things down. Negative 4 and 7. 9, negative 2, negative 1, and 0. Okay? Negative 3 goes to 9. All of these match up right away, so you should know that it is a function. Okay? Now, the domain is all of your x, and the range is all of the y's. We just have to put those guys in order from least to greatest. Okay? So, for the domain, we get to use those really cool brackets. Just put them in order from least to greatest. Negative 4, negative 3, 6, and 7. Okay, same thing with the range. Negative 2, negative 1, 0, and then 9. Okay? And that's it. So, if you have any questions on this, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. Know that after this review right now, the next thing's the final. Okay? So make sure to review these, watch the other videos if you need help. You can find them on YouTube when you're outside of school. You can find them on your T drive when you're at school. Okay? Come get help. We want you to pass. That's what we're here for. Okay? Otherwise, thank you so much. That was Algebra 2, Unit 4, Review Video number 2. Thanks for watching, guys.